Okay, breaking news. The Gaza-Israel ceasefire has been broken. At about 2 a.m., while people were still having their pre-dawn meal as it's currently Ramadan, Israeli warplanes launched dozens of airstrikes across the Gaza Strip, killing at least 330 people. Reports say that houses, schools, tents, and shelters were all hit, and the death toll is expected to rise as many remain under the rubble. Now, Israel claimed that they launched these attacks because Hamas refused to return some hostages, while Hamas claimed that Israel deliberately sabotaged the ceasefire in order to return to war. And unfortunately, it looks like things from here are only going to get worse again, because Israel's defense minister said tonight, we return to fighting in Gaza, and they also just issued new evacuation orders suggesting that more strikes are on the way. But the main takeaway, the ceasefire has been broken.
This is the book of Proverbs, chapter 21, and verse 1. The king's heart is in the hand of the Lord, Yahweh, and the rivers of water. He returneth it whatsoever he will. Shalom, shalom, and sharallah. Before I begin, I would like to start off by giving all praises, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem Yahushai, Bahashem Rakakwadash. All right, double honor to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone who rule and teach well. Peace and salutations unto the elect. All right, shalom, akim. All right, today's lesson, today's video topic is going to be based off this article you see here. Okay. This article you see, or not article, Slacky, but this TikTok video that you heard. Okay, pretty much, saying that Israel, so-called Israel, broke the peace treaty or the ceasefire. Okay, so I'm gonna play the video again, the audio, and then I'll grab some scriptures.
The Gaza-Israel ceasefire has been broken. At about 2 a.m., while people were still having their pre-dawn meal as it's currently Ramadan, Israeli warplanes launched dozens of airstrikes across the Gaza Strip, killing at least 330 people. Reports say that houses, schools, tents, and shelters were all hit, and the death toll is expected to rise as many remain under the rubble. Now, Israel claimed that they launched these attacks because Hamas refused to return some hostages, while Hamas claimed that Israel deliberately sabotaged the ceasefire in order to return to war. And unfortunately, it looks like things from here are only going to get worse again, because Israel's defense minister said tonight, we return to fighting in Gaza, and they also just issued new evacuation orders suggesting that more strikes are on the way. But the main takeaway, the ceasefire has been broken.
All right, so as you heard, the ceasefire has been broken. Okay, and a ceasefire pretty much is when both parties agree that you don't shoot any, or you don't proceed to attack. Okay, that's what a ceasefire is. Okay, but that's why I open up with the book of Proverbs 21 and 1. The king's heart, which is the mind, is in the hand of the Lord Yahweh. Okay, so no matter what you say, okay, no matter what these kings or presidents or whatnot will have you, no matter what they say, all right, their hearts and everybody's hearts or mind, I should say, is in the hands of the Lord. All right, the Lord controls everything. Okay, so if the Lord really wanted there to be a ceasefire, there would have been a ceasefire. Okay, but the Lord hardened his heart. Okay, just like he hardened the heart of Pharaoh, he also hardened, the president of Israel over there. He hardened his heart. Okay, so this ain't no a coincidence. All right, the Lord is causing things to go. Okay, and this is a war crime. All right, because them missiles, like you heard, it was at least 330 deaths. Okay, and it's only gonna rise because of the rubble that came down. All right, so this number is only gonna rise, man. All right, you're not safe. Okay, all you people who thought that you was in a good hand, okay, that you thought you was in a good case. All right, no, right now we're approaching times of wars. Okay, the Lord is making it very clear that his coming is at hand. All right, his coming is at hand, man. You know, it says, the king's heart is in the hand of the Lord, Yahweh, as the rivers of water. He turneth it whithersoever he will. Right? So the Lord will make whatever he needs to happen. All right? Just like a director of a movie. Okay, if he didn't want a certain actor to play a role, that actor's not gonna play that role. No matter how many times he auditioned, no matter how good his audition was, no matter how this and then the third, if the director does not want the actor to direct or to play the part, he's not going to play the part. All right? The Lord is the director of this movie. Okay, we're in a movie, man. We're in the Lord's movie, where the Lord is the director. All right? Verse 2, every way of a man is right in his own eyes, but the Lord Yahweh pondereth the hearts. Okay? So the Lord controls the minds of these kings, okay, of these presidents. Okay? The Lord control these thoughts. Okay? So, if the Lord wanted there to be a time of war, there's going to be times of war. Okay? Real quick. All right, one of his titles is a man of war. Okay, that tells you that in the book of Exodus. Exodus chapter 15. And I'll start at verse 1. But the point is at verse 3. Then sang Moses and the children of Israel this song unto the Lord Yahweh, and spake, saying, I will sing unto the Lord Yahweh, for he hath triumphed gloriously. The horse and his rider hath he thrown into the sea. The Lord Yahweh is my strength and song, and he is become my salvation. He is my power, and I will prepare him an habitation, Slakia. My father's power, and I will exalt him. The Lord Yahweh is a man of war. The Lord Yahweh is his name. Okay, so the Lord is a man of war. Okay, the Lord loves action. All right, this is all just a big action movie. Okay, and we're on the climax. Okay, what does a climax mean? Let me look it up. All right. The climax means the most intense, exciting, or important point of something. So, right, we are at the climax. Okay, we're at the climax of this movie because it's tense, it's exciting. All right. All right. Right now we're in some tense, exciting times. All right, so I'm gonna read a little article right now that I just pulled up. It says, it's entitled, Israeli strikes kills over 400 in Gaza, says Palestinians, ceasefire on brink. It says, Israeli airstrikes pounded Gaza, killing more than 400 people, Palestinian health authorities said on Tuesday, threatening the complete collapse of a 2-month ceasefire of Israel vowed to use more force to free hostages held by Hamas. The Palestinian militant group, which still holds 59 of the 250 or so hostages seized in its October 7, 2023 attack on Israel, accused Israel of breaching the ceasefire and jeopardized efforts by mediators to secure a permanent truce. Okay, so they're in the headspace that there's truce, but we're not in the time for that. Okay. All right, and the Lord makes that very clear, man. The Lord makes that very, very clear. Okay, it says, Ecclesiastes chapter 3. Let me start at verse 1. To everything there is a season, and a time to every purpose under the heaven. right? So there is a place in every season, okay? There's a time, there's a place for every single thing that the Lord needs there to be happen. It says, verse 2, a time to be born and a time to die, a time to plant and a time to pluck up that which is planted, a time to kill and a time to heal, a time to break down and a time to build up, a time to weep and a time to laugh. Right, there's a time to weep and a time to laugh. Right now we're not in a time of laughter. Okay, and I'm speaking to myself first and foremost. Okay, we're not in a time of laughter. Okay, obviously that don't mean that you're not gonna be laughing. Okay, that don't mean that, you can't go, live your daily life, because you are, at the end of the day you have to, and we don't know exactly when the Lord can come, but it ain't gonna be no 1,000 years, man. It's not even gonna be 50 years. I don't even, I don't even think it'll Trump will be, because who else would it be? It could be a year, could be 2 years, could be 3 years, maybe. We don't know when the Lord exactly is gonna come down and strike this world, but we understand that right now 3 years ain't shit to the Lord, man. 3 years is mere seconds to the Lord. So in the Lord's eyes, we are seconds away from getting saved, man. All right, we are mere seconds away in the Lord's eyes of getting saved. That's why the scriptures say, though it tarry, wait for it. It shall surely come, it will not tarry. All right, it says, a time to mourn and a time to dance. Verse 5, a time to cast away stones and a time to gather stones together. A time to embrace and a time to refrain from embracing. And right now we're embracing this World War III. We're bracing for impact. Okay? By you making these videos, by you going out in the highways and byways and the parks, and by you making these videos, okay, that's you bracing for impact. A time to get and a time to loose. A time to keep and a time to cast away. A time to rend and a time to sue. A time to keep silence and a time to speak. A time to love and a time to hate. Okay, and here's the point. A time of war and a time of peace. Okay, we are not in that time of peace yet. Okay? And like I said, it may be maybe, okay, but we are hastening the coming of the Lord. Okay, we are hastening the coming of the Lord, man. All right? And you got a lot of Jake who are happy here, who are happy being at the lowest of the low, man. All right, we have nothing here. You have to work for everything. We ain't got shit here, man. We ain't got nothing. Okay? Jake happy with nothing. All right, same with these women. When is Jake gonna understand that we are princes and princesses, man? Okay, but a lot of these women ain't gonna act like princesses. Okay, a lot of these women, they don't fear the Lord. A lot of these women don't respect your man. But to you Akim and to you Aquath who are listening, and to you Aquath who are listening to your man, to your husband, and doing the best of your ability to please your man, and doing what you got to do. Likewise, you men, okay, if you're doing what you got to do, for your how about Shimi how shy, and doing your duties as a man, as your woman is, as a wife, okay, may the Lord have mercy upon you, okay, because we are at a time where we need that mercy. All right, we are not in a time of war. Slakia, we are in a time of war. That's Satan, Slakia. Okay, but that's pretty much the video. All right. So, Lord willing, this was edifying. Lord willing, this was uplifting. I want to give all praises, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashim Yahushai. Double honor to the elders and apostles, great millstone, Shalom.